If I compare who I am now and the things that I'm capable of doing compared to who I used to be before I had tinnitus, my feelings can very quickly turn to anger, anger turns to resentment, and resentment very easily becomes depression, and the whole cycle of negativity, the whole vortex of negativity opens up to me, and that's of no use to me whatsoever. Anger is an emotion that has its use, but in terms of tinnitus, it has no use whatsoever. And the reason why is because anger becomes a feeling in my body, and it becomes like an energy. And I start to do this. I start to push against the wall, as I call it in my other videos. And pushing against the wall, I'm never going to win. So in this video, I'd like to share with you some of the thought processes that I go through, trying to turn my anger into gratitude. It's an easy thing to say, but it's a hard thing to do. But I want to show you how I've done it and how it helps me and how it gives me energy rather than takes energy from me. So my name is Rubinacci. I'm a professional musician and songwriter. I've had tinnitus for over 20 years. I'm currently a group leader at Tinnitus UK. I've written 2 books on the subject, and I have a website called helpmytinnitus.com where you can download my free PDF 5 tips for tinnitus. So if I describe to you what a day in my 20s would look like, I would wake up, I would have breakfast, I would start listening to music all day long. I'd be studying songs, I'd be sort of learning new songs, that sort of thing, listening to my heroes all day long. Loud. And then about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I would go down to band practice. We would rehearse 5 times a week for about 4 or 5 hours a night in a room the size of a shoebox. And then on the weekends, without fail, we were gigging. We were sort of an up-and-coming band, considered the band of the moment in my hometown of Birmingham. So when I look back on that period, I see a lot of loud music, I see a lot of good times, I see a lot of fun, I see a lot of things that I'm not capable of doing now. Now I have to pace myself, I have to work with earplugs, I have to make sure that I'm not going for more than 2-3 hours in one session before I could go all day long and not even worry about it. Now I have to be conscious of being a musician, keeping an eye on my volumes, that sort of thing. So the anger can arise coupled with the big why me complex. So I've learnt to try and turn my anger into gratitude, and here's how. So I can't do what I used to be able to do. Listen loud, play long, all that sort of stuff. Be the rock and roller. I can't do that now. I have to be careful. But what about if I rethink my situation? Again, state of mind. I say this in all my videos. State of mind in terms of tinnitus is key. Looking at the world or looking at our situation in a slightly different way. How about if I look at it like this? I can't play loud music like I used to, but I can still hear. And I can hear quite well. I hear like a dog. That means I can work. That means I can still be a musician. And hopefully I can still be a musician for a long time forward. That's something that I'm immensely grateful for. So all of a sudden, what seemed like an angry situation, I'm like, okay, wow, that's something really good. I'm really grateful for that. What about if I say, okay, again, I can't do what I used to, but I am generally healthy. That's a really big plus, of course. So I've got mobility, I can go about my life, I can do what I love doing. If I can't be grateful for that, then there's something wrong. Other things that I'm grateful for. My music means more to me. I am more careful with my volume, but I'm much more expressive with my emotion. My songs, my music are better because it means so much more to me now. And if I deal with the big why me complex, that's just silly. That's me feeling sorry for myself. And that's not going to help me. I need things that are going to help me. I need things that are going to push me forward. That's just going to hold me back. Because in some way we could all say, why me? So again, it has no use. And if it's got no use, if it's not helping me, it's got to go. The big why me complex, I let go of that quite a while ago. And the beautiful thing about turning that anger that builds up into gratitude is that it's helpful. It's useful, because now when I look at my situation, I see something so much clearer and so much brighter. It's not so negative, it's not so dark. I think, okay, this isn't as bad as I originally thought. Again, state of mind. State of mind is key. We can rethink anything. We can be philosophical about anything, and it helps us. And that's the most important thing. We are looking for things to help us. Negativity, anger, resentment, why me? It's not going to help us. But gratitude helps us. Now, I want to be honest with you. I don't want to sell you anything I don't sell you any rubbish on this channel. I keep it real because I talk from my heart in every video, and I always will. I don't want to suggest that I wake up every day going, yes, this is fantastic. I'm so grateful I've got this tinnitus. That's not how it works. I have to work on it. It's something that I have to work on. I have to consciously try and be grateful. It's something that I have to work on every day, because it's gratitude, like everything in terms of tinnitus, is fluid. There is nothing in tinnitus that is a set it and forget it. None of it. Your baseline, your habituation, your feelings, your thoughts about it, your gratitude about it, your anger, it's all fluid. And if we accept that fluidity and we go with it, and we understand that we've got to work at it, again, it's helpful. So I don't wake up every morning with a massive sense of gratitude. I wake up and I have to consciously work on my gratitude. But it helps me, so I work on it just like I work on every other aspect of my tinnitus, because it's of use to me and it helps me go forward every day. So I encourage you to try and find any anger or any resentment that you might have towards who you used to be and the things that you used to be able to do. Try and turn that into gratitude and actually work on it. This is something that it's worth working on. So make a list and say, I'm angry about this, I'm angry about that, etc. And then try and find ways of turning that into gratitude. Well, I'm angry about that, but I can still do this. I'm angry about that, but I now have this in my life. And just balancing it out with gratitude will help deflate the anger and help avoid falling into the cycle of negativity. And again, I really think this is worth working on, because it allows us to see our tinnitus in a much more lighter, optimistic way. And I want to leave you with a quote that I wrote in one of my books. It's a quote that I wrote down, and I really didn't think much about the quote, or I didn't realize how much the quote meant to me until afterwards. And the quote is this: survivors adapt, grow, and move on. Over the last 2 or 3 years since I wrote that quote, I've really embraced just how much it actually means to me. I truly believe this. We have to adapt to our new situation. We can grow from that new situation and actually become a better person because of it, but then we've got to move on. So I hope this video was of use. I've got a website called helpmytinnitus.com where you can download my free PDF, 5 tips for tinnitus. And if you like this video, it'd really help me out if you gave it a like and a comment. It's a new channel, so it really helps the videos get more visibility. And if you fancy subscribing to my channel, that would help as well. But for now, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye from me and Fluffy.